it's time for the main event, and Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the world-famous Madison Square Garden, New York City, USA, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Character, and Affliction. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairperson Melvina Lathan, WBO President Francisco Paco Barcarcel, Supervisor and Championship Committee Chairman Luis Batista Salas. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout, should it go the distance: Glenn Feldman, Carlos Ortiz, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Benji Estevez. And now, for the thousands in attendance here at Madison Square Garden and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with gold, officially weighing 146 1/2 pounds. An outstanding professional record. 34 victories, including 16 knockouts and only 1 defeat. From Chorley, England, the WBO #2 ranked welterweight in the world, Michael the Lurcher Jennings. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with orange, official weight 146 pounds. Professional record, 32 victories, including 26 knockouts, only 1 defeat. He's the WBO #1 ranked welterweight, the former light welterweight and former welterweight champion of the world, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel Angel.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up.
So Miguel Cotto's first fight in 208 days since the loss to Margarito. This is his 10th championship fight. For Jennings, his first.
The early part of this fight, very important for Michael Jennings. He's had a mixed bag of starts. He's been knocked down in round 1. He's also had some very impressive starts in the first round. For him, the question is, can he handle this moment and can he land enough punches to gain respect from Miguel Cotto without getting into a big brawl?
A stat that I found very interesting, looking at the research, Miguel Cotto has only 1 first-round knockout of 26 that he's had in his career, which tells you that he's a very intelligent fighter. He doesn't go out there and look for it. He just likes to study his opponent and feel him out.
26 of his 32 wins have come by knockouts. Only 16 of Jennings' 34 wins have been KOs.
Jennings unleashing a right hand. For Michael Jennings to win tonight, he must land right hands. If he doesn't, he will not win this fight. It's the punch you can land against Cotto. Shane Mosley landed it, and other fighters have. It's the one punch you've got to throw.
And you can't help but wonder what might be going through the mind of Cotto, having suffered the first and only loss of his career last July.
I think the matchup was very well made in terms of putting him up against the #1 ranked contender for over the past 18 months, as opposed to putting him in there with a top-notch fighter per se, because Michael Jennings has been there for so long, but he really hasn't beaten anyone to get to this point, so he's got a lot to prove here at Madison Square Garden tonight.
And Bernardo, as he was saying to you before the fight tonight, he really hadn't seen very much of Michael Jennings.
Miguel historically hasn't been one to watch much video as it is, but even had he wanted to, it would have been impossible.
Obviously, a very tactical first round by Jennings. That's the first left hook of consequence that Cotto has thrown. What's been landed here in round 1 has mostly been from Cotto, but Jennings has really used this as a tactical round to get his sea legs under him.
Missing with the left uppercut.
We have talked about how big this ring is, and that's going to be to the benefit of a boxer who moves a lot like Michael Jennings. Obviously, he's using every inch of it so far in the first round, but Miguel Cotto knows how to cut off the rings. He works well in terms of his footwork and angles, so Michael Jennings really has to think twice about trying to use his tactic for the full 12 rounds.
The end of round 1, and we take you into the corner of Miguel Cotto. Our interpreter tonight, Rafael Hernandez.
Good job for the first round, Miguel. Good job. Breathe in. You cannot overlook his right hand. Your jab is a lot better than his. Breathe.
Don't leave yourself on that. Throw and out. You're smacking on the let him throw on, just keep him on the balance all the time. Right, you feel okay? That's it. Come on, he's trying to go. Come on, stay there.
Your impressions of round 1, Al?
You know, I think Miguel Cotto fought a controlled round, as did Jennings. He landed 12 punches. Jennings only landed 4. Clearly it was a Cotto round, but one in which I think he wanted to get off to a tactical start as much as Jennings did after coming back from that devastating loss.
Only one shot of consequence, a left hook to the body by Cotto.
One of the very interesting things that Cotto talked to us about was the fact that he was surprised by how people reacted to his loss to Antonio Margarito, and rather than turn their backs to him, they really offered him their support and their love, both in the Isle of Enchantment and elsewhere, and that really caught him off guard because he expected people to maybe relish in his defeat, but he found the complete opposite, and that really helped him to get over it.
And of course, obviously an outpouring of support in this crowd for him. You know, they gave a great piece of advice to Cotto in the corner. Do not forget about the fact that Jennings can land that right hand. They are keenly aware of the fact that that's the one weapon that Jennings will want to try and use as Cotto comes in.
Miguel had no problems making weight this time around. He weighed in at 146. He said he was 9 pounds less than the maximum allowed for the 1 month pre-weigh-in. 1 week ago he was at 150, and when he came to New York he was at 149 already for this 147-pound bout, and that really talks to you about the dedication that he put forth. And defensively he's doing quite well against Jennings, who really seems to reach out with those punches, and that could be dangerous on a counterpunch.
Now there's the left hook by Cotto. The only time that he has lost Jennings against young Muttley, he was hit with a lot of left hooks, and of course that is the signature punch for Cotto. There's a nice right by Jennings. That's the punch he's trying to get in.
Interesting, because each has the antidote to the other's strength. Cotto's left hook is the antidote to the right hand by Jennings, and vice versa.
And the size of the ring working to the advantage of Jennings with his lateral movement. Attempting to keep out of harm's way, but gets tagged with a left.
And of course, at some point, Jennings is going to need to engage enough to land something of consequence. But for now, this is keeping him in the fight and giving him an opportunity.
Very interesting, because the dilemma that faces Jennings is, do I move to my left and go into what theoretically is the stronger punch, which is a right of Miguel Cotto, or do I move to my right and make myself vulnerable to the left hook? He's got no way.
That's an easy choice for me. If I'm Michael Jennings, I want to stay away from that left hook of Cotto.
As we mentioned, Cotto is a natural southpaw.
Very much in the vein of Oscar De La Hoya, whose left hook is very privileged. Such is the case with Miguel Cotto. And some fighters just get caught off guard by just how hard he can land that body punch.
Couple of lefts. And one more to end round 2. And so Miguel Cotto on the comeback trail. And in Youngstown, Ohio, so too is Kelly Pavlik. His first fight since being beaten by the executioner, Bernard Hopkins. Marco Antonio Rubio. That fight follows ours.
Try and break his rhythm up when he takes you to the ropes. Just spin off him. Come off him all the time. Keep it out long range. This fellow get tired. Right? Hands up high. Don't fall into it now.
Miguel Cotto wants to land the left hook. And there is a good example of that hook on the inside. That was one of his best in the last round, along with some to the body as well.
Round 3.
Michael Jennings has had to face a lot of adversity in his life. His brother, when he was 5 years old, died of leukemia. That was Stephen, and then his brother Raymond of a heroin overdose. And just recently in October, he was actually stabbed along with one of his bandmates. And he's actually the drummer. Ned Hardy passed away after that attack over there in Manchester, England. So really a situation where there's been a lot of tragedy in his life. And he said that's made him stronger, because there's nothing that can happen to me in the ring that is worse than what I've lived throughout my life.
Tough young man, there's no question about that. And here in this match, Jennings is looking for a certain rhythm, and to some degree he's found it better than I think some might have suggested. He's holding on the inside when Cotto gets in. I don't think Jennings has won either of the first 2 rounds, but he's established, at least for himself, using a lot of jabs and some straight right hands. Now Cotto clearly landing at a better rate, landing 3 times as many punches as him.
That right was blocked by Cotto.
As long as Cotto keeps that left up and can come over it like he did there with that solid jab, he's going to be in business. He's doing well to cut off the rings, but Jennings on his motorcycle is taking turns around the ring. I don't know if he had his nose bloodied there momentarily.
You know, Miguel Cotto had defensive liabilities early in his career. He's improved dramatically in the last couple of years as a defensive fighter as he's moved up to the welterweight division. And we see some evidence of that here tonight as Jennings is having a hard time landing.
Jennings, a fighter who likes to be on his toes. That's where he feels most comfortable. That gives him the mobility, the ability to switch direction on the spot. But Cotto is stalking him across the ring.
Well, the welterweight division historically has always been one of the glamour divisions, and these days it's no exception. Cotto wants to get back with the big boys with an impressive win tonight.
He said that he needs to win convincingly. He wants to make his mark with the win here tonight. And then presumably if he would get a win, Shane Mosley would be in his sights. The man who beat Margarito would beat him. So far, Miguel Cotto is performing very well, though in a controlled manner.
A very Duddy-like fight, if you might. I mean, he's just taking his time.
Never thought you'd use that phrase, did you?
Only tonight. I don't think we'll use it again, but he's doing things at a very measured pace, and what a solid left hook there by Cotto.
Has won each of the first 3 rounds, so let's go to his corner. Once again, Rafael Hernandez is our interpreter.
Very good, Miguel, very good. Careful.
Respira conmigo. Vamos.
Breathe in with me. Come on, breathe in.
Bien profundo.
Breathe in, deep breath, deep breath. Deep breath, Miguel.
Más profundo.
Deeper, come on. There it is.
Estás trabajando muy bien, ¿ok?
You're working very well. You're working very well, Miguel.
Respira duro.
Keep breathing.
Miguel Cotto was able to bloody the nose of Michael Jennings and did it with a crisp jab that pushed him back, and you see him dabbing at the nose.
Take a look at the replay there. Solid jab, and then he tries to follow it up, and you'll see how he tries to paw at it there. Trying to use the jab to keep Miguel Cotto away was Michael Jennings.
Round 4 of this 12-round WBO welterweight championship fight from Madison Square Garden in New York.
Cotto, we mentioned using the jab there to bloody the nose of Jennings. He landed 11 of 19 jabs in the last round, so that's... And when Cotto does use his jab, as with most fighters, it makes him much more effective.
Speaking of the Antonio Margarito fight, Miguel Cotto told us that when it happened, he thought he was invincible, basically, and he made the mistake, and he learned the hard way that you're not invincible, and that was a learning experience, and that he's trying to grow from that and really become a better fighter in the ring. And we've seen that tonight, more measured, a very pensive fighter tonight, not the normal aggressiveness that you expect, but I think it's a matter of time, Charlie, until he becomes that fighter.
And that was a fascinating explanation in talking with Cotto the other day. In his fight with Margarito, he was clearly in control the first 6 rounds, and then the fight took a sudden U-turn in the 7th. And we asked Cotto about it. Suddenly, I lost my legs.
Well, he boxed very well over those first rounds. Now, Michael Jennings in this round has measured Cotto better with his jabs to get the right hands. Now, clearly, while Jennings is throwing a lot of jabs, he's not landing many. If he were landing more, he probably would be getting that right hand in a little better. But Jennings has whistled a couple of right hands past the head of Cotto, so he's getting that punch in a bit more, and there's a nice jab from Jennings.
And to that end, something you were talking about earlier, Al, the steady improvement of Cotto as a defensive fighter.
They exchange right hands there. And for Jennings, that's good news, believe it or not, because you want to make Cotto beat you with the right hand, which he might, but you'd rather have him try to do that than with the left hook. And Jennings gets in yet another right.
Oh, and a left hook! Jennings is in trouble!
And it's the hook to the body that puts him down finally here in the 4th round. He hurt him with the left upstairs, but it was the hook to the body that finally buckled his knees.
Now, can and will Cotto finish him off? The left!
Jennings has never been stopped, but that may end tonight.
Another body shot puts Jennings to the canvas.
5, 6, 7, 8.
He switched to the southpaw stance, and he did it both ways with the same shot. Let's see if he can finish him off.
The natural lefty is going to his A material. Jennings just trying to hold on for the end of the 4th round.
That's something you haven't seen much, a kiss between Cotto and Evangelista, who was very proud of his nephew.
Ironically, this all started after a good right hand was landed by Jennings, but Miguel Cotto was able to get in his own left. A good right by Jennings, but here comes the hook from Cotto. We mentioned you want to not get hit with that left hook, and the left to the body did as much damage and ultimately sent him down.
And here we take a look. He's now in the left, the southpaw stance, and there he connects once again to the body. Jennings told his corner, let me come out. Let's see how long it lasts in the 5th.
Now will Cotto try to quickly put him away or be methodical at the beginning of
chances to land some right hands and did land them, but couldn't hurt Cotto, and instead Cotto ended up countering him with the left hook.
Until Jennings plants his feet and gets off his toes, he's not going to earn Cotto's respect. And at this point, he's got to either do that or really just run the rest of the fight.
He tried that in the last round, and that's when he landed that straight right hand, and it was a good punch. But the problem is Cotto was able to counter him, so he's got to find some combination of the two that will work.
In Cotto's previous 33 fights, they have lasted an average of about 6.5 rounds. And we're in the middle of round 5.
Certainly the toughest moment of Jennings' pro career right now, having been to the canvas twice and now trying to sustain here. And one place he can't be is against those ropes.
The 5th round, Miguel Cotto has been very efficient. 4 of his 26 knockouts coming in this round. Only 5 knockouts in round 2, the most effective round for him. So he's looking to make it 5 tonight here against Jennings.
The straight left lands.
And now Jennings is making the mistake of moving to Cotto's left, and he's going right into his wheelhouse. And like you said before, Al, I'd rather he beat me with the right than to land those left hooks.
Cotto, of course, fights from a right-handed stance, but is a natural left-hander. And Jennings has found that out the hard way. Another left! This could be the beginning of the end.
Jennings threw an uppercut, left himself open for the hook, and Cotto obliged. Michael Jennings is showing a toughness mentally and physically in this round, though, by hanging in there.
He's about to go down for another 3rd time here now in the 5th round.
Jennings goes down for the 3rd time tonight.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Referee Benji Estevez.
9.
It's over. It's over. Miguel Cotto, mission accomplished. He's back.
From his amateur days, Miguel Cotto looks to all 4 corners of this ring, and for Michael Jennings, showing respect for the man who stopped him for the very first time that has happened to Michael Jennings in his pro career. A gritty performance by Jennings, but not one that could get him a win tonight.
Cotto showing no rust whatsoever after the longest layoff of his career, 208 days. Was this the kind of performance he wanted, the boxing community needed to get Cotto back in the saddle?
Well, he performed very well, and he wanted a convincing win, and clearly it became that because of the 3 knockdowns ultimately and the stoppage of Michael Jennings. We look back, and Cotto ripping shots on the inside. This was where Jennings would go down for the 3rd time in this fight. And Jennings was hit with body shots and good shots to the head. When you languish on the ropes against Miguel Cotto, it is never a good thing. And Cotto landing very precise punches. That one to the back of the ear of Jennings that clearly bothered him. And for Cotto, he's such a precision puncher and throws very good combinations when he gets in trouble, and ultimately that was the undoing of Michael Jennings.
So Miguel Cotto, and coming off the first and only defeat of his career, Antonio Margarito last July, responds in a big way. 3 knockdowns and ultimately the knockout of Michael Jennings. Let's go to the numbers.
Well, this will demonstrate that Miguel Cotto was not only busy but very efficient, landing 50% of his punches. Anything over 40% in the CompuBox numbers, very impressive, and you could see Michael Jennings not nearly as effective in the numbers he landed.
Landing 4 times as many punches.
And those power punches, many of those were excellent body shots as well by Cotto, and the body work had as much to do with this stoppage as the head shots.
A very impressive performance from Miguel Cotto, who now improves his record to 33-1. And to tie up the loose ends and make it official, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Madison Square Garden, this contest comes to an end. The official time, 2 minutes, 36 seconds, round number 5. The winner by TKO victory, and now a 3-time world champion and new WBO welterweight champion of the world, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel Ángel
Miguel Cotto and Michael Jennings congratulating one another. And we'll go upstairs to the ring now and get ready for the interview. Miguel Cotto and Bernardo Osuna.
Thank you very much. We got a joker here pulling out my IFB. It was Miguel Cotto. Miguel, was this the way you envisioned your comeback here at Madison Square Garden? You told me that when you went back to Puerto Rico after the Margarito loss, you were surprised by the support and the outpouring of love. Tonight, over 11,000 people came to see you. Was this the way you envisioned it?
But when I'm seeing the fight before I get the dressing rooms, I am always stay to see a few fights before I'm getting there. And I saw a few people here. But when I'm going out to the fight, when I see this all this crowd here, I feel pretty happy.
Talk to us about your performance tonight, because we saw you very measured in the beginning of the fight, but as the fight progressed, it seems that you felt the confidence to finally go after him, and those left hooks to the body, we knew were going to be the key, and they worked extremely well.
No, well, I'm just trying to come back to the Miguel of the beginning. You know, the Miguel who can study his opponent in the beginning of the fight, and then I can prove to the people and for myself, I can work to the body, to the head, and make my work here in the ring, and I do it.
We saw a very intelligent fight, a very complete fight, something that you needed to regain your confidence. Talk to us about how you were able to finally break him down there in the 4th round. He landed a very good right hand, but you were able to come back immediately with a left hook up top, and then to put him down with the left hook to the body.
No, well, I'm just throw my punches. I'm always throw away with all my strength. And that was the hook there, you know. I hit him with a huge hook, and I go to him to finish the fight.
Did it surprise you that he got up from that left hook? He showed a lot of heart tonight here at Madison Square Garden, because you knew that all the fans were here for you, but he really showed a ton of heart.
He was a real good fighter. He is a real good fighter. He has a lot of strength, a lot of courage inside the ring, and everybody saw it when he was in bad situations.
After you put him down the first time, you showed your versatility going southpaw on us, and you dropped him while with the southpaw stance. So you really pulled out all the tricks tonight.
No, I try to come back to the Miguel from the beginning to get the confidence I have in the beginning of my career.
What is next for Miguel Cotto? I don't want the same answer. I'm going to talk to my people, and we'll see. What does Miguel want? Because I know Shane Mosley wants the rematch. Is that a fight that is in the near future?
Right, Shane Mosley won the rematch. It's Berto won the rematch. If Berto won a fight, if Claudio has won a fight, if the winner of Pacquiao and Hatton wants to fight, I'm here. I'm always face the best fighters in the world, and I'm here for them.
I think the crowd wants to hear a little something en español, algo que le quieras decir a toda tu gente boricua que vino a apoyarte en el Madison Square Garden, que es tu casa.
Primero que nada, muchas gracias. Gracias a todos por no perder la esperanza, por siempre creer en mí. Miguel Cotto está de vuelta. Hay Miguel para largo y continuamos trayéndole victoria y triunfo a Puerto Rico. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Miguel. Once again, Miguel Cotto, the new WBO welterweight champion of the world. Back to you, Al and Charlie ringside.
Thanks, Bernardo. So, what did you see tonight? Was this the old Miguel Cotto, and where does he go from here?
Well, you know, he performed very, very well in this fight. It was clearly a very good technical performance against Michael Jennings, who isn't Shane Mosley, who isn't Antonio Margarito, was a fighter who came in here with earnest intentions and tried very hard. The big issue is that Cotto was able to get past the long layoff and whatever mental and physical scars he had from his fight with Margarito. Clearly, he sets up another big match, whether it be against Mosley, which I think is what most people expect, or somebody else in the welterweight division. Cotto's a very good fighter, and he showed tonight some of the defensive improvement that we've seen over the years from him.
So that's it from Madison Square Garden. Miguel Cotto, for him, mission accomplished. Next up, Youngstown, Ohio, and Kelly Pavlik and his fight. We send it there.